Microtransactions have been exploding in recent years, and this isn't just happening in free-to-play games. This is partly due to the success of microtransaction games like League of Legends, where gamers can buy new skins and champions. However, you are able to play League of Legends without spending any money at all. But many players do end up spending money on mostly cosmetic items, and this seems to have given other companies a push to include microtransactions in full-priced games. However, this isn't a new trend. Mass Effect 3 was released in 2012 and had the option of buying packs in multiplayer with the potential to get new gear, which can also be earned by playing the game. Even some more recent games have adopted this model, such as both Microsoft and Sony using microtransactions in Forza 5 and Gran Turismo 6. Microtransactions in free-to-play games are usually okay, especially if they are just for cosmetic purposes or anything purchased that can be earned in the game easily, so basically not pay to win. A good example of a game like this is League of Legends. Most users are able to play the game without spending a cent, and to support the developer, they can purchase a skin. This was my own personal experience with League. There are many free-to-play games that get microtransactions wrong, as they are just designed to make you pay before the game is even created. These are games where they hinder the player's ability to progress unless you purchase a boost or points with real money. Most of the microtransactions that I've seen in full-price games aren't for cosmetic purposes at all. They are in games like Forza 5, where you can play the game fine without paying anything else, but it's such a shame that it's so slow to earn up all these tokens to buy new cars. Wouldn't it be awesome if I could spend my own hard-earned money again to unlock them right now? The excuse for using these types of microtransactions to speed up progress is that not all gamers have time to play games and work through all the progress like gamers with more time on their hands. This, however, seems completely ridiculous. For example, would you want the ability to skip through a movie, book, or any other media to the end where you can find out where all the action is since you don't have time to view it all the way through? Obviously not. This just seems pointless. If companies really believe this, they wouldn't make games a grind. They'd make it more fun so people who don't have the time to completely finish the game or get to the more rewarding parts of the games can still enjoy it. I don't think people like this exist, or I haven't met them, people who wish to spend upwards of $100 on virtual cars because they don't have time to play games. I think what is more likely that is happening is that kids that do have time to play games are asking their parents who don't have time to play games to purchase microtransactions for them. Microtransactions don't appear to be slowing down in full-price games at all. In fact, it's the opposite. GTA 5, released last year, had an amazing single-player campaign, but I was kind of disappointed by GTA Online, as it just felt like a long grind to nowhere. As of February this year, GTA Online has made $66 million from microtransactions. The only benefit with GTA Online is the multiplayer updates have been free instead of charging more money for those. The success of GTA Online's microtransactions will obviously prompt more games to include microtransactions to get in on some of this money. There was news this week released that the next Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Unity, from Ubisoft would include microtransactions, but this isn't a new thing since Black Flag had microtransactions in the multiplayer. However, Assassin's Creed Unity does not contain a multiplayer mode, and the reports are claiming that gear can be unlocked in exchange for money, which allows players to obtain items faster than they would through regular play. It's understandable that companies would want to make more money from games since that's what businesses are for, but in the case of Assassin's Creed Unity, you have the base game which you pay full price for, then you have the season pass which you then can purchase, then if you don't want to earn the in-game items yourself, you can spend money to obtain those items. So they've got three sources of revenue for one game, which sounds extremely excessive, especially for a game that is full price to begin with. I think the reason we are seeing this trend with microtransactions is due to the fact that the industry is stuck in this sequel mode where all they seem to think that people want is the same game over and over and over again. And it's coming to the point where we've got yearly releases, and this year we've got 2 Assassin's Creeds coming out, and players are getting bored with this. They don't really want to play the same game every year. I know I'm starting to get bored of Assassin's Creed and games like that, so sales are declining. For example, Assassin's Creed Black Flag was down 60% in the UK in its first week compared to Assassin's Creed 3. So I think companies are starting to look for other ways to make money from their yearly releases due to declining sales. If declining sales are the reason we are seeing an increase in microtransactions, companies should move to make more new IPs. For example, Watch Dogs, which may not have been the best game in the world, broke sales for Ubisoft in its first week, and that game contained no microtransactions. If companies are wanting to put microtransactions into games, they should stay in free-to-play games or non-full priced games. If they insist on having them in full price games, the transactions shouldn't be to speed up progress, as that even means that the game itself may be an unnecessary grind, or the grind may have been made harder to push people to buy microtransactions. They should be more cosmetic so it doesn't affect the balance in the game. This brings me to the end of the first episode of Critical on microtransactions. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, and if you've got any comments on microtransactions in full price games, put them down below. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. I'll see you all next time.